All right, good afternoon. Welcome into the program. Thank you guys for checking us out here. We are in the holiday season. It's the holiday season. And doop-de-doop. Daughter's over there laughing at me. Anyway, holiday season into the prime of, if you're a Clemson fan, it is game week. Yes, sir. In 5 days, the Clemson Tigers, what is it, 5 days, 4 days? Hold, please. Let's see here. Where is it? Anyway, we'll get into that in a moment. But it is the holiday season, and we are in the heart of the first round of the playoff coming our way on Saturday. That's right. Clemson plays it Saturday at 4 o'clock. So, yeah, get jacked up for that if you're a Clemson fan. And I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting matchup there with Texas. Line's moved up to 11.5 right now. Yeah, interesting. What's up there, Bo Hunting? Appreciate you checking out the program as we roll along here on a Monday. A couple of things I wanted to get into. The first was Wes Goodwin today made a comment. You know, the ACC Freshman of the Year, one of the best players in the country, is linebacker Sammy Brown. And there was some talk about why he was left off the field in the South Carolina matchup. Now, I'm not trying to bellyache here or whatever. South Carolina won the game, but it makes you wonder why this guy wasn't on the field more, considering who he is. The fact that, you've got, why is he not on the field? So there's that. Anyway, Wes Goodwin said this today, quote, just coverage-wise on what we're trying to do to limit their quarterback run in those situations. They started running the quarterback more, just having to get more guys involved in the quarterback run game from that standpoint. I hate to break this to you, Mr. Goodwin, but it didn't matter how many people you had out there. Your mix of folks obviously didn't work. I'd rather go down with the guy that's a freshman All-American linebacker than the nonsense that you put out there. And we had this guy running all over, dragging nuts on our face. So just a thought. I wanted to put that out there. He didn't see very many snaps in the final quarter, which is where the Gamecocks put up 10 points. Brown did have a team high 9 tackles, also adding a sack and 1.5 tackles for loss. So he was an absolute beast. Why he was not on the field is one of those things that we just don't know. And he claims it's because of coverage-wise. Really? Really? Yeah. Anyway, Bo is correct. It's foolish to think that Clemson can't beat Texas. Yes, sir. Look, I'm not going into it thinking that they can do it, but I'm just telling you, would not be surprised if it happened. Would not be surprised at all. There's the link if you guys want to join the program. You know, when we look at, someone was talking about folks leaving all over the place. That's what you're going to hear right now. There are so many players that are just out there right now. And there's going to be guys, we'll use South Carolina as an example. Okay. South Carolina had a shit ton of players that have come in and have really, really helped them from the transfer portal. Rocket Sanders, of course, the big-time defensive lineman that came in from Georgia Tech. All of these guys have come in, didn't start their career at South Carolina, but they sure as hell made a point and did some stuff there for the Gamecocks. So it's interesting to watch the portal now. No one really knew who Kennard was last year. We're like, he's at Georgia Tech. He didn't have these off-the-chart numbers, but he came in and was a hell of a 1-2 punch with Stewart on the other side. These are the kind of things that I give Shane Beamer crap about, but in the end, that he did a good job with that. His staff, you got to give him credit because he's the top dog, but his staff put together something where they went and got those two guys and had, a hell of a 1-2 punch there because you couldn't figure out which way you wanted to go. So we'll see how that works out. But just keep in mind the next couple of weeks when things start to go. Okay. 247 Sports put this out. The top 10 players available as of right now. They've got Eric Singleton from Georgia Tech going to Ole Miss. Deuce Robinson, the tight end from Southern Cal. Interesting. We'll see how that works out with him. Luke Coromina-Hoke from Florida State. Don't know where he's going. Here's the interesting thing. They love the Kentucky wide receivers. Like, Kentucky's offense was shit all year, but they love the wide receivers as far as their rankings go. Dane Key, ranked 5th in program history with 1,870 career receiving yards, 13th with 126 receptions, and tied for 8th with 14 career touchdown catches. In this season, he had 47 catches for 715 yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll go somewhere. We'll see where that goes from there. We've also got Nick Anderson, the wide receiver from Oklahoma. Man, Oklahoma is like they've lost Jackson Arnold, and Jackson Arnold looked like shit against South Carolina, but ended up looking good against Alabama. Just saying. Yeah, Trey with a good comment. That running back from Alabama is visiting South Carolina today. Now, I also want to put this out there too today. This is one of my notes that I have for today. I wonder, okay, if down the line we're going to see something where you've got to have your coaches out on the recruiting trail right now, banging phones and everything else to get these guys from the transfer portal, right? Because that's what you're going to have next year. If you have a less than bowl, which is what I'm calling it right now, I got a gnat in my house. Hell, are you really? Would you rather your guys focus on the transfer portal and getting guys in, or playing in a meaningless bowl game? I'm just saying. I wonder if these guys are going to be as locked in as we all think they should be for their next outing, which is on the field here in a couple, some of them like Memphis plays tomorrow night. But if you're a head coach and you're playing in a less than bowl, wouldn't you rather have your coaches out there recruiting than running your guys through drills? I mean, something to think about. I don't know. Maybe I'm just silly. Let's see what else we got. Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback for Cal. Interesting. 3,000-yard passer, 16 touchdowns, 6 picks. Interesting player there. Takero Davis, cornerback from Arizona. Jaheim Otis from Alabama. They think he's going to Colorado, which is interesting. Casey Concepcion. That's the kid from from North Carolina State. Big time slot receiver, 5'11", 187 pounds. Was the ACC Player of the Year in 2023. Slowed down from there, but finished 8 total touchdowns as a sophomore. We'll see how that works out for him. So there you go. You might be right about that, David. We won't bring that up over here, but James Williams, the edge rusher from Nebraska, they think he's going to Florida State. So there you go. That's where we are with the transfer portal. If you guys want to join the program, I'm putting the link over here for you. You guys can hop in if you want. What's the first one we're going to
What's going on?
What are you doing, Octavian?
Taking a walk down here, man. We in the running for Javante Cook, man.
Who the hell is he?
excited? He's the wide receiver from Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, we in the running for him, and we got a couple more wide receivers that we trying to flip to us. We're gonna be a passing team next year, buddy. We're gonna be the high fly. We're gonna be the high fly.
You've been a shit team for a while, so you might as well try to be a passing team.
Yeah, we're gonna be a high fly. We're gonna be the high flying Florida Gators you all know and love come next season. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But other than that, it really ain't much change. Really, I still hate Georgia. I still hate Florida State. I'm kind of rooting on Tennessee, but other than that, I hope Clemson wins this weekend, buddy. I'm pulling for y'all.
Yeah,
Other
we'll
than
see how
that,
it works, man.
Go Gators, and fuck Georgia, and the hell with goddamn Florida State.
Okay. I mean, there's Octavian. Same thing over and over and over again. Fuck Florida State. You know, Billy, we were worried about you. We didn't know if like something had happened and you had, something had happened to you. We were worried about you, sir. I'm glad to see you're in the mix here. Somebody was asking about you last night. All right, Peg and Megan joining the program. What's up, buddy?
Rob, am I coming through okay, man?
You're good, man. What you got?
I'm leaving Bass Pro in Gainesville. It's the only place on earth you can buy a 30-06 with a trans flag engraved in the stock.
Well, I'm sure those will help you when you go to the Pride Parade.
I just want to thank Octavian for calling in and offering something new. We hadn't heard that he hates Georgia and State.
Well, at least he didn't come in and
That was
repeat
a phone call.
somebody. Yeah, or at least he didn't come in and repeat the same thing that somebody else said over and over and over again. That's important.
Yeah, I think that's the same caller who keeps doing that. I wish people would keep in mind, try to keep things, maybe offer an original thought and maybe some entertainment value.
Yeah, how about read a book or, just come up with something witty or charming you can bring up on the show. That would be great.
Rob, I wouldn't hold my breath on Octavian reading a book.
He might read a comic book.
Yeah. No, hey, one thing you can't say about old Tom Bailey is there's no entertainment value there. There's definitely entertainment going on.
He is like I don't even know what to say about him, man. I wonder how his brain works because there's obviously a hole in his head somewhere.
Where do you think this is all headed for bowl games that are non-playoff bowl games? Where do you see all this ending up?
Well, if we keep having what we had happen earlier this week where Marshall's like, screw it, we're not even going to play, it may not, it's a sort of a shot across the bow, but when a Power 4 team says, you know what, why are we even bothering? When that happens, and what I was talking about earlier where if you're in one of these less than bowls and your coaching, wouldn't you rather have your coaching staff out there hitting the recruiting portal right now or the transfer portal and getting more guys? Because no one gives a shit about this bowl game that you're in.
Yeah,
if you're not in the playoffs, no one cares.
I've been saying that for a few years now. Exactly what you said. Really, you're not gaining anything by the who gives a damn bowl. You're just not.
You're not, but you're also losing though. If you play, if you set it up like it's a regular week, which is what all the coaches are going to tell you, oh, we're getting good practices in and everything else. If I hear that and I'm an alumni or whatever, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you not out there beating this portal trying to get us some help here so we don't end up in the goddamn Cheez-It Bowl next year?
Yeah, and to speak to your point, Rob, I've seen because coaches always talk about how those practices are invaluable, and this is next year's team we're building on. I've seen teams have great wins in a bowl game, and the next year be absolutely terrible. Yeah. And I've seen vice versa. There just doesn't seem to be the carryover that most of these coaches preach on there.
That's true.
But if you're a sponsor for one of these bowls,
yeah.
Don't you think about pulling out? Don't you kind of start rethinking that process?
Well, if you're a long-term sponsor, yeah, I can kind of get it. But Snoop Dogg is sponsoring a bowl game, the Snoop Dogg Bowl. I don't know it's like Snoop Dogg something or other, but he's the title sponsor. So I mean, they'll give anybody a fuck. If you have the cash, here, we'll put your name on it. It's pretty shitty.
It seems like Colorado and Miami would be perfect fits for that bowl.
You might be right. I don't know. I'm looking, but it's like I'm looking at these games, and when I look at them, I mean, here's the thing: other than the playoff games, you don't know what you're going to get with these games,
and they don't
have no
anything.
clue. They don't mean shit.
No,
Absolutely nothing.
they're not a window into next year. They're just not. When you look at wins and losses, they're just not.
They're
They're
not.
totally meaningless.
Well, that's why. But a couple years ago, I caught shit from Tennessee fans because Clemson went and played them in a bowl game with 4 of their guys that are on NFL rosters now said, no, we're not going to play. And that's where it ended up, man.
Yeah.
So,
well,
it's a
anytime
mess.
you catch shit from Tennessee fans, it means you're knocking on the truth.
Yeah, that's the way that comes up. You're right.
What's your honest feeling? And I know it's a little bit early, but about your playoff game, Rob.
I think Clemson is going to they're going to show up, and I think they're going to play well. It's not going to be a lot of the lower back tattoo folks are going to say, oh, well, you're going to lose to another SEC team and all that. I think Clemson matches up well with Texas.
Yeah, I've heard the exact opposite about the matchup, but I'm a little bit I'm starting to get a little bit bullish on Clemson. And it's not that Clemson's great. I'm just harping on that. Show me a good win from Texas. And the 2 Georgia teams they lost to weren't all that great. So I mean, the 2 times Georgia beat them, basically that Georgia team has got some serious problems and then still managed to beat them twice.
Yeah, I'm not. I would like to buy into what you're saying about Georgia, but they're pretty good. So, yeah, they're like what third in the country. I mean, that's maybe you're just spoiled, sir. Maybe you're spoiled a little bit. Can you admit you're spoiled?
That could be, but I know that Clemson's horrible when it comes to giving up explosives on defense.
Yeah.
But other than that, where do they rank?
As far as giving up explosive plays, well,
no, other than explosive, because they're like 129th in the country. They're really bad there.
Yeah.
But as far as total defense and rushing,
I've got the numbers here. Hold on a second. I'll give them to you, but let me make sure I pull them right up here. Total defense. So in scoring defense, Clemson ranks. Where are they at? They rank 35th in scoring defense. So let's just do it by points here. Total points given up. Yeah, they're 35th in points given up on average. Let's see if they moved up on average. Oh yeah, 35th. They give up about 21 points a game. So
21 points, and that's with a female middle linebacker. I want to remind folks out there.
Yeah, okay. You're just upset he didn't go there, but that's all right. He's a freshman All-American linebacker. I know that hurts your feelings.
Yeah, that's Goldilocks is playing for an ACC team, so just playing against ACC offenses. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, sir. That's a valid point.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, Rob. I'll let you get to some of these other brainiacs.
All right, brother. Have a good day. There's Peg and Megan. Billy, good to see you're alive, sir.
I'm fine.
People thought you were dead. Somebody mentioned about last night. I was like, I don't think he's dead.
I seen that in the comments today.
You didn't get permission to die.
No, I'm just doing things and being busy and everything. Plus, I knew SEC bias wouldn't bring anything new other maybe than our equipment manager's bigger than yours. I don't know, or something.
Everything with him. He was spouting off names like of these players that like I'm all right, whatever. They haven't played in college yet. We'll see how they are. It's pretty funny. Well, bless his heart.
Yeah, he's young. He's young.
Well, he wants to have a boxing match with me. Like he really and truthfully does. And I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. But bless your heart, sir. I tried to tell him at last show. I'm like, look, dude, I'll punch through you. You know, that's how that works. It's not going to be this little like slap boxing or whatever. So if we're having a boxing match, I'm going to try to punch through you.
And I just turned on and heard Octavian's same old diatribe that he has.
Well,
talking about next.
I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to start putting a new edict out. You can't just call up to the program and say X team sucks or Y team sucks.
If you don't bring anything new to the show, you got to bring something new.
I'm just going to start bumping people because it's not
fun. There you go.
It's not fun.
And
yes, we know that you think Georgia sucks. We know.
and Megan Megan busting on the Tennessee Vols there for.
Oh, well, you just give Peg and Megan time. If he has, here's his thing. He's mentioned this before. He is a Georgia fan, and that's the truth. But he's more interested in Florida losing than he is Georgia winning. He's kind of, it's the way he feels. So,
Well, I lived in Gainesville for 4 years too, in the late '80s, '87 to '91,
right.
and it's different. It's different down
different.
there. I can't explain it, but it's different in Gainesville, Florida. I mean, they regard themselves as the Harvard of the South and all this other kind of stuff, but it's funny.
It's a shithole.
Talking about these, what were we all talking about a minute? The playoff stuff.
Yeah.
Got to revisit the automatic, and no slight on you, automatic conference champions. I mean, if
Yep.
And you have to agree with me. You can't be ranked 16th and be in the stuff. That's got to look at, and opening the transfer portal before these bowl games. How dumb is that?
Pretty dumb, man. I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that, to be honest.
And what
with
were
you.
these people thinking? Well, let's open the transfer portal before bowl games and the college football playoffs. Bow hunting, Billy, we're kicking Buckeyes. I don't know. It just depends on what Nico shows up. He's got to have long johns up there because we don't play in the cold down here. We're there. It is not cold in Knoxville.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole idea of opening the transfer portal, so these coaches they're going to have, they're trying to keep their guys.
All right.
They're trying to go and get new guys. And, oh, by the way, go and play a plan for this game.
And what about the Heisman being awarded so early? We've talked about this before all the bowl games and all the college football playoffs. Could somebody else have made a run? Could giving that award out before the playoffs and the bowl games? I don't understand that one either.
I don't get that either, but then again, some of the stuff that there is a set of it's like sometimes they just come up with things and you're like, what were these people thinking? Well, I mean, when they did these things, like, yeah.
And Bagan over here, he's on University Avenue right now. Why are you out on the lake, Bagan? Are you a fair weather fisherman? I bet he's a fair weather fisherman. Bagan.
Better. You think Peg and Megan like baits his own hook? He probably doesn't do that.
I didn't get to leave my tag your it message.
Oh, there's a joke to that, but I won't say anything. What's a really, really good hook baiter called?
Oh shit! You have to bring all that up.
Yeah, we won't go there. But anyway, I'll get off here. I'm fine. I'm just listening sometimes and busy and stuff. But I go back and listen all the time. I've got to listen what Chris Coctavian says and Junior there.
Okay.
Old Peckerhead's just got. I mean, he's just how he is. So.
Okay. I'll let somebody else on. Bye-bye.
All right, bud. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Billy joining the program. Yeah, we're not all 104 and retired. Good point there, Peg and Megan. Good point, sir. Anyway, my dog's over there barking. I don't know what's going on with her. Anyway, look, we're gonna be back at it here. I'm gonna do a show probably Wednesday. I'm not gonna do a show tomorrow. We'll have a show on Wednesday.
Right, they put it they've been logging
Monday night football
yesterday
picks tonight. I like. Let me give you the numbers on those. I know that if you're looking at these games, you're like, huh, with some of them.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they have 2 Monday night games, and they're both going to be shitters. You've got the Falcons on the road at the Raiders. The Raiders are 2-11. What a shithole. Followed by, at the same time, the Bears and Vikings kick off first. So shit team here, shit team there. I like Minnesota and Atlanta. Give up 7 with Minnesota, 6.5 with Atlanta, and I like the over on both. So go and check that out if you're gonna watch some Monday Night Football tonight.
I've been
by the way, the Calloway's Bowl Pick'em Challenge. Make sure you get in. Okay, the link is in the description. We can talk college basketball. We're gonna get into that. South Carolina is playing tomorrow night against Clemson. Clemson makes the trip down to the chicken coop, and I like the. Have they got the lineup on that yet? Let's see if the line's up there. Like
I'm actually at the house now early because I left the school and went by his house trying to.
Yeah, so 7:00 tomorrow night on the ESP or on the SEC network. No line yet. Clemson is 9-2. Their 2 losses on the season are to Boise State on the road, and they have a loss to. They just lost to Memphis at home. Playing an 11:00 game on a Saturday morning. What the fuck is going on here? South Carolina's had other issues, though. They lost to North Florida at the beginning of the season. They got pounded by Indiana, 87-71. They lost by 9 to Xavier, so 75-66. So they have 2 top 25 losses and then a loss to North Florida. I didn't know North Florida had their own basketball team, but there you go with that. So, but South Carolina has won 1, 2, 3, 4 straight, beating Virginia Tech, Boston College, East Carolina, and USC Upstate. They beat them by 20 at home. What was it, Saturday? But I think Clemson will have too much inside for them. Look for Schiffler and Lax, I believe is his name. Big 7-foot motherfucker. And Chase Hunter. The Hunter boys to do their thing. Billy's over there asking who the number 1 team is. Well, let's look. They just released the new AP Top 25. The number 1 team in the AP poll and the coaches poll is Tennessee. Okay, there you go. If that's the thing that you need there, do you need to have you shouldn't you be talking about basketball? I mean, you should be talking about football a little bit, considering your team's in the playoffs there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But there you go, Billy, with your basketball report. Jackpot says Clemson has a communist playing on their basketball team. Should be against the law. Okay, Jackpot.
So it's basically
Jackpot's not in the holiday spirit. Maybe he knows what's coming tomorrow night. Maybe he knows they're going to go down there and mouth pump them in that fucking concert hall they play in. We'll see. It's going to be fun. All right. Been a great show. Little couple things today. We'll be back at it here soon. I picked Clemson to win tomorrow night, probably by 7 to 10 points on the road. May get a little more out of hand if they can hit some threes. They might blow them out. South Carolina's not that impressive. If I'm wrong, I'll be back here Wednesday. You can come and yell at me then. Jackpot, I'm sure we'll be putting videos out. Clemson plays on Saturday at 4:00. Okay. Looking forward to that matchup with the Texas Longhorns. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you later on.